Hi everyone, Emma here. I'm so excited to show you how to make this lovely um, tennis bracelet. So you can see this somewhat the same design on Potomac beads, and I think they have a few tutorials on this. I will link the videos for that, but let's just talk about doing one of these tennis bracelets to start with. So basically it is doing um, 2 rows of netting. So if you take a look here, um, I have them almost all finished, so I didn't have one to show you, but we're gonna do a six. Let me think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're gonna do a six um, piece so that you can see all the steps in one. In the meantime, this one here is not quite finished, so I've added some 50 seed beads in between my beads. But actually, if we look at this part here, we might be able to see the two rows. So you're basically doing 2 rows of squares, which is it's a right angle weave with 2 beads on each side, and then of course you do the second row, so it's attached. So it requires a bit different in how many seed beads you put on each. Um, and then you attach. So I attach these Swarovski crystals. Oh, and that's what I forgot to get is some Swarovski crystals. Oh, they're close by. Um, I did them. Normally, I don't do them in this V pattern. I usually do them going the same direction. And I thought for this design, I kind of like it in if, they're the 2 middle pieces are closer together and the 2 outer pieces are further apart. So you can see that. But what that does is when we go back and we attach these with a single 50 seed bead, when we go back, we go through and we add 2 more beads, and it creates this really interesting finished look. And then, so even before we do that, we flip it and take a look at this. This is the part that I find super exciting. So we end up taking the 2 squares that we have on this side and we attach it with another square. And what that does is it gives you this kind of a thick feeling to your bracelet so that it's not super flat, and it also rounds it a bit because of course you have 2 on this side and only 1 row on this side. So there we go. So let me just quickly show you this one. This, I decided to, I want to do some bracelets for Kath from England. She was so wonderful in sending me tons and tons of Swarovski everything, Rivolis and all kinds of other really amazing things. So I wanted to make some bracelets for her. Her grandson's getting married, I'm assuming in the summer. And so I wanted to do a bunch of different bracelets. She could pick what matches her clothing. And yeah, so again, I also wanted to use these lovely clasps that I got in the previous unboxing. And so this one here just really matched up. And it's got one of these foot things. I just attached it with a couple of beads there. This one here I actually attached directly to the beadwork. Now it did disrupt this one a little bit, but I'll tell you, I have a confession to make. This bracelet was actually 7.5 inches long, and then the clasp would have made it 8.5 inches. So I went ahead, I tried to just take my threads out and I couldn't, so I ended up cutting it and pulling off about an inch of stuff. So you can, like, it's a bit distorted in this area. I did everything I could to try and get it to kind of straighten out, but at a distance you won't notice that. But let's take a look at this. And the other reason for doing this here and not attaching it directly into the beadwork is you do need to be able to press it and press your finger in that space. So it's probably a good idea to leave that. And that's how easy it goes together. That's lovely. So this one, the only thing that's not finished on this is these beads here. I'm going to finish those and send that off to her. In the meantime, let me show you the other. These are basically the same designs, just different color crystals. And there you can see the square. And you can see the depth inside for this one. So these ones are, I must have been pulling a little tighter on my tension so that it made it nice and you can see how nicely rounded. And I thought that this bracelet here would look really nice with this clasp. I think that's, yeah, that's the one. This one's a little smaller. And again, I made these a long time ago and hadn't really anticipating a really nice clasp like that. So this one should come out pretty nice like that. So I'll show you how to attach this in a different video. So let's put that one aside. Then there's this one here. And again, this one is not finished with the two 50-0s in the middle, but look at how ridiculous is this. Oh, this is amazing. And this one, we're going to put this clasp. So this one I have to come up with an idea whether I want to put some beads on each side of that little flower to attach it. So we'll do that in a different video as well. So we will get some experience doing different clasps, but you know what? It's one of those things, for me anyway, I like to just kind of put it out there and do whatever suits me at the time. So let's talk about our netting. You're going to need some 11-0 beads to do your netting, and you're going to need some size 6 or a 6-pound fire line would be good. And then to add your crystals, I put the 50-0. So the part of when you add your crystals that I don't think they do on Potomac beads is they don't add the 50-0. I don't want any of my thread showing, so I like the 50-0s to cover that. And then of course I add that extra 2 beads in between. So we'll just put those aside. We won't need it right away. And let's pick a color to go with these beads. So I have this is not my Swarovski stash. This is just what was not put away, resorted. Let me see. These are lovely. These are turquoise double AB. Yeah, let's try those. I almost don't want to use them because I only have a certain amount of these, and I don't know that I have enough to do a full bracelet. So let's find something else. I was going to try pink, but you know what? If I end up making something for somebody else, I better use a different color. These are nice. I need your help. I can't pick. You know what? It's probably a bad idea picking from this pile because I don't know exactly how many I have left. But I do think I have a lot of these. So let's do those. We'll be here all day. So we'll leave those aside. We don't need those till the very end. Now, also to mention, when you're doing one of these bracelets, what I do, because it uses a lot of thread, what I do is I do 2 wingspans. I take the first wingspan and I wrap it between my fingers like this for the first wingspan. And then I just fold it like that. maybe, I mean, there'll be a lot more than that, and then just twist it. And then take my second wingspan. Now you can put a stop bead here. I think we do need a stop bead. So you can put a stop bead there and then work on the one side. But then when we go back to say add the crystals, you can use this part to add your crystals. And that way you don't have to use, you know, stop and start your thread kind of thing. You can do that, and we will probably end up having to do that. I just make sure I'm not tangled here. So let me grab a full wingspan for this, because I think that's how much I'm going to need for the for just 6 pieces, 6 sections. And what we can do is actually take half. So let's start by getting a stop bead here. See what I have in my stash of stop beads. There, we use that big red one so you can see it. So let me get my, and I'm using a, oh, this is, I bent this needle. Let me get a better one. You can use a size 10 needle. They're all bent. Or whatever you're used to using. This one's not too bad, it's slightly bent. So now I'm just gonna get that a little flat so it'll go through the eye of the needle a little easier. And I think this needle, the eye is compressed. It's not a big deal. Okay. So let's put this. You know what? I think I'm going to do it just at the end here. Like this. And I'm just going to take enough so I can hang on to it. But you might want to use more if you're starting with your end piece. You might want to leave more to weave back in. So that's the first part. And these are Toho galvanized old gold. And I particularly picked Toho. You can do it with any type of beads. Let me see if I used, yeah, these ones are the regular check beads. So they're kind of rounded and a little bit tinier than the Tohos. And these are the Tohos. So they're a little more tubular. And I picked the tubular ones because it's easier to practice with, to do, so you can get the correct tension so that your squares are not too tight. So this practice for making netting is something that you have to practice. And if you don't want to practice, just make sure you don't use up all your good components, and then you get it done and you're like, oh, why is it so wonky? And there are tricks on fixing the tension in the squares. So this is right angle weave. We are going to do a square. So we need to do 2 on each side. So 2 at the bottom, 2 on the side, 2 at the top, and 2 on the other side, and come back around. Okay, so let's start. So that means we need 8 beads on our needle for the first. 2, 3, 4. So there's 8 for the first one. Bring it down. Okay. And you're going to go back through your first 2. Just bring it there. Okay. So it looks a bit rounded, but it will straighten out when we get going. Did I put too many beads on there? No. Okay, so that's the bottom. Okay. So now we're gonna, because if you look at this side here, we're coming out of this bead here. Well, let me enlarge this. And I'm gonna bring this down and move my hand away from those beads so you can see this a little clearer. Okay, so this is the bottom side of your box. You've got the one side, and the top. It doesn't look like much right now, but it will in a sec. So now what we're going to do is this one here is going to be combined. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3, and this is your 4. So now we only need 6 beads. And there's a bunch of videos out there on how to do this too. So if for whatever reason it's not making sense to you from my instructions, just, you know, do right angle weave netting in the search bar and take a look at some of the other videos. There's really good videos out there. So now I've got my 6 on there. You're going to go down through the top of your side here like that. And I'm just holding into everything. So that's what it looks like. Still, again, it looks kind of wonky, but no worries. Now, I wouldn't pull these super tight. Like I said, once you start adding your crystals onto these, it will start to give it shape. So now we're coming out of this bead here, but we need to be coming out of this one. So we're going to go through these 2 at the bottom. So just hang on to your beads, go through like that, pull it through, and you can leave them a little bit loose like that. Okay, so we're going to do that 4 more times to give us our 6. So we need 6 beads. There's 4, 5, and 6 like that. So again, this we want to go through this side here like that, and I hang on to it. Otherwise, because your thread is a bit loose, it will just go all over the place, and you'll lose the shape of it like that. Don't do that. So let's take a look. We need to go through these 2 beads here and add our next one. There. So you can see it's starting to take shape, but even more so once we get everything going. So let's do 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6. And we're going to come down this one, hang on to it, and go through the next 2 beads. Like this. There. So you can kind of see them getting squinched at the bottom because I'm probably pulling too tight. So that's why it's important to keep your tension as even as possible. And that's super hard with a design like this because they want to get loose all the time. But trust that even if it looks loose or feels loose, it's not going to be once we get everything on there. So here, I think I have too many on here. Yeah, I do. So you need 6, come down this one, like that. I do have a video on how to do this. I'll link that video as well. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do one more. So go back through the bottom 2. That. And pick up 6. There you have 6. Go down. Oh, I don't think I have enough beads on here. I skipped one. So pay attention when you're going through your stuff. So let's go back out. So I skipped a bead there. Right there, that one. So it doesn't matter how many times you've made this, you're gonna, and actually I find the faster you get, the more mistakes you make, because you're so used to doing it that you don't pay attention and look at how many are actually on there. So, and I have had some that only had one bead. I've just ignored it and beaded around it. So you can do that too, and you would never know. If you're like me, you will. It'll drive you nuts. There's 6. Now go down these 2. There. Like that. So there's our 6. So again, we're going to go down those 2 at the bottom. But we're going to go through the side ones too now, because we're going to move over to the other side. So we're going to add a row right here. So we want to position our thread to come out this way. So we're going to go through these 2 here. And again, don't pull tight, just snug. So there we go. So now for this one, we're going to pick up 6 because we need 2, 2, and 2. We're going to use this as our common side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like that. Okay. So now we are going to come through these 2 here. Like that. There's 6. Like that. And the ends and the corners sometimes are a bit wonky. So again, trust the process. Let's make sure that one's open a bit. So now we want to be coming out of this bead here to go across and make 2 sides here. So we are going to go up the bottom ones, and that will tighten it as well, but don't pull it too tight, just snug, so they're kind of gently sitting beside each other. Then go through the 2 sides here. And let me move these over. So the end ones will kind of look really funny here. Let me see if we can open this one up a bit, a little bit more square. Now, some people do go through them multiple times to avoid stuff like this, but it's not going to matter once it's attached. So now for these next ones, we only need 2 sides. So we only need 2 beads and 2 beads. Then we'll go through these and come back up again. So pick up 4. Like that. Okay. So you're going to come down these two, like that. And then you're going to go up these two here. That's going to complete our square. And pull it snug. Again, this is where it starts to look really wonky. So now we want to go up the two side ones to get ready to add our next set. And I move my beadwork so that it's in the position that I'm going. It just makes it a little easier, especially on video. So we're going to need 4 for this one, like that. Oh, that. Go down these two. And if you want to get really fancy, you could go down the next two as well. Because we like fancy. That's Emma likes shortcuts. So now, just to show you too, this may be confusing at times because these beads will fall below your thread and you're not quite sure. You think, oh, I don't have enough beads there. I only have one bead to go through on the side. That's because your bead has fallen below. So just remember that. So let's go up these two. Like that. So you can see it's starting to come together. This is probably the most frustrating and time-consuming part of this bracelet because there's not a lot of structure to it, so it sometimes feels wrong and stuff, but you just have to trust the process. So let's go down this side. Like that. And we'll go down these two. That. And then go up these two. There. Pick up 4. Down this side. Pick up the 2 combined ones. Like that. Go up the 2 side ones. And this is our last one. Okay. So we're getting there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can use whatever you want. You don't have to use crystals. You can use pearls. You can use beads. I think I've done it with Tila's. I can't remember now. It was early on. I was putting everything on these. So go through these 2 bottom 2. And you can see that bead fell below. Like that. And then go up through these 2. There, so you have your set of 6 doubled. Now, it's up to you how you want to get across to the other side. I tend to go over to the other side. Let me just pull this there. just to reinforce that end piece. You can do it by doing right angle weave. So that's probably the most, quote, proper way to do it. So you would go through these ones, through these ones, through these ones, and come back up these. You can, however, go straight across. You'll have a little thread showing, but it's not going to show when you're done. So yeah, those are your options. When you do go across this way, you have the risk of pulling too tight and tightening things when you don't want them. So I'm going to go straight across, I think. I'm going to live on the wild side. Go straight across. Because guess what we're doing now? We're putting crystals on. I have some beads, some pearls. I should show you. I should do one pearl and one. Okay, let me grab. I think they're in here. There should be some pearls in here. Let me grab some. Just a sec. I had a little baggie with some loose pearls. It would have been perfect, but here, let's put these green ones. Let me show you what the white ones look like first of all. I don't put. You know what? I ordered these green. They're peacock green, and they're Preciosa pearlescent peacock green. They're really pretty, but I don't particularly like them. But so like you can see how incredible that would be on there. So those pearls. So actually, we won't put any on. We'll just we'll do the crystals because you really need to see the effect. So let's start with these guys. So we need 12 crystals, and we don't. Oh, we'll need those to put the other side on. These are called Fire Opal, in case you're wondering, with AB on them. They're Swarovskis. Okay, so we need some 15-0 seed beads. And I'll tell you, these look like they're like a light rose gold. You do not need to match your metallics. They will blend really well. You would never know that these are not the same colors. So just a trick, because it used to drive me nuts. I was constantly looking to buy the proper 15s that would match. And when I finally got tired of doing that, I was like, oh, let me check. And guess what? So now you can pick up a 15-0, a crystal, a 15-0, like that. You're coming out of this bead here. You're going to go through these two here. So you're going to put it on a diagonal. So let's go through here. And this is the best way to do it for ease. This way your thread's always going in the same direction. So now we are on the corner of this square. So we're going to pick up a 15-0 crystal. These are 4mm bicones, by the way. So you're going to have that. You're coming out of there. You're going to go down here. So you're actually going corner to corner with your beads. That. And these, again, you're not going to pull them super tight. You're just going to pull them snug so that they're on there. So let's continue. Pick up a 15, a crystal. Oh, that 15 came off. 15, crystal, 15. And coming out of this side, we're going to go across that square and down these two. And then we're set up for the next set. And we have our crystal. Pick up a 15, a crystal, a 15, that. You're coming out of this one here, so you're going to go across. You're going to go down these two, and that will set it nicely in the same diagonal way as the other. Got caught on my beads. Imagine that. So again, it's still very flippy floppy, but trust me. And I think that's why I really love this design where you put that second set in the back, because it really beefs it up. So let's go across these two here. Like that. Pick up a 15, a crystal, and a 15. You're going to come down this one here. Like that. Like that. So now we want to make our way over to this side here and go down. So we're coming out of this one, so we're going to go down here. Okay. There. Now what we can do is go through the crystal and then come out these two beads so that we're on an angle. That would actually place our beads, so all of mine were in V shape. That would place the next bead this way. So you can do that as well, and I think I'll do that just to, oh no, I need to show it to you the other way. So if you do them this way, you can't attach your 15 O's and crystals, so you do actually need them go in the opposite direction. So let me see. So I'm going to go back out here. No, let's just leave that. We're going to go around and up to this one. So go through these two beads. Like that. And then up through these two. That way it nicely kind of puts more thread in there to structure the corner a little nicer. Okay, so now we are going to pick up our 15O, our crystal, and another 15O, so same. Now we are, so now if we're coming out of this side here, we want to go to this corner here, and that will give us that V shape. So we will, let me see, I don't know that you can do this so that you have the same, like the thread path that I did for the first crystals. So let's get this. Actually, I can. So you're coming out of this corner, you're going to go into this corner, and you're going to go through those two beads. I knew there was a way to do it that it lines everything up pretty simply. And there's your second bead. So let's turn this way so that it was kind of the same as we did on the other side. So now we're coming out of this corner here. We're going to go into this and up these two beads. So let's pick up a 15, a crystal, a 15. So coming out of here, we're going to go across, and that will put that crystal in the diagonal pattern that we want. And it will snug the bead beside it if we happen to kind of loosen our thread. Let's get this guy out of the way. So let's pick up a 15 crystal, 15. We are coming out of this bead here. We're going to go up through these here. Like that. Pick up a 15, a crystal, a 15, like that. And go up. And let's just kind of wiggle these guys around here. There we go. Pick up a 15, crystal, and a 15. Go up through these two. And pops it into place. 15, crystal, 15, and just go up these two side ones here. And that's, so if you wanted to do your bracelet just like that, you can. You don't have to add the back piece. It still looks lovely. Now, if you wanted to add your 50 O's in here, you can. I think what we'll do is we'll start by flipping this. I'm going to bring my thread down these top beads. Because we're going to add a row down the middle of these. But we're going to use the outer sections as the side walls or the top or bottom. So we're in, let's go, yeah, let's add 2 11 O's like that. So we're going to create, let me think about this. Yeah, so we're going to create one wall. This is our first wall here. Let's just put it that way. Then this is our second wall. So go through these two. So that's 2 walls there. It's a bit awkward, the first one. It doesn't look like much. So let's get those guys there. And we want these to go this way here. There. So you might want to sandwich it this way. So there's your 2 beads that we just added. There's the one wall. Now we need a second wall here. So pick up 2 11 O's. I just have to flip it so I can get through these 2 beads. And you're going to go through these 2 beads on the other side. Let's move that over. Okay. So you can kind of see the square there. So now I'm going to go back through this one, and then go into the next one. So go through these 2, and that will reinforce the end as well. There's those 2. Then we're going to go through the 2 sets. We're going to get ready to add the next wall. You can go all the way through these 4 again if you want. So now we just have to add 2 11 O's. So there's one wall. This is our second wall. There's the next one. That'll be the next, and then this will be the next one. So you go through these two, like that. And we're going to go back through everything on the bottom side. So we're going to go through this combined wall here. That, pull it snug. And then go through these two. Like that. And we're going to go through the next two, set up for the next set. That. Pick up two 11-0s. That. So you're coming out of this one, we're going to go through these two here. Like that. Let me know if this is confusing to see. If it is, I can do this again, but we'll do it with different color beads for the top row. Then you can see exactly what's going on. So now go back through this one and through this one. Now I went through the bottom one to get my needle over. That. Again. See. Pick up two 11-0s. Just going to turn this to make it easier to see. So you can see one square, one square, one square. We're going to make our third square. You're going to go down through these two beads here. And make sure it doesn't flip onto the other side. Pull that down like that. And again, I'm not pulling super tight. I'm just, just a little bit snug, but not major. You can pull tight at this stage too, but it'll make these kind of round a little more. So now bring your needle up through that side wall like that, and then you got it snug there. So now go through the next two like that. Pick up two 11-0s. Go down through these two here. Like that. There for two. Now we're going to go down through the bottom ones to bring ourselves around again. Like that. And then up these two. That. Now we want to go through the top two. Like that. Pick up two 11-0s. Like that. And go down the two on the other side. So you're coming out of here, you're going to go through these two. And then we're going to go back around. So we're going to go through these. And you can always reinforce this and go through things if you want. I've made so many of these and I've never had to do that. So, I guess it's a preference thing. So there's your third row, which pulls this into this gorgeous like caterpillar. Isn't that amazing? These would make lovely earrings. Okay, so now we're going to add our 15 seed beads in between our Swarovskis. So I'm going to bring my thread into position for that. So let's just go through these two again, and Then I'm going to go down these two here, like that. Now, what I did, so there's options here. You can just put two 15-0 seed beads in between the pointed part of the crystals, so the crystals that are coming together. But what I did too is I added 15s in here. So when you're ready to go through your crystals, pick up another 15. And it just finished up this area here. So pick up a 15, go through your crystal, your Swarovski, sorry, your 15-0, your Swarovski crystal, and your next 15-0, like that. And you'll see. So it adds another bead there. Now, you're coming out of this one, you're going to put two 15-0s. I wonder if I need more. Let me look at these guys and see what I did on these ones. So I didn't put one at the end. I may have like put these on tighter, but we'll see. Two should do it. So let's pick up two and then go across. So you're coming out of here. You're going to go across to this one. I know it's really hard to see. The colors are so shiny. Go through your 15-0, your Swarovski, your 15-0. That. So yeah, that's all it needs is two right there. So now what I do too on the other side is before I go through these beads here, I add another 15-0. So pick up a 15-0, go through your two here, like that. See how it makes that really nice? Then pick up a 15-0 and go through this Swarovski, your crystal, your 15-0, your Swarovski, and your next one. And you see how lovely that is. Pick up two 15-0s. You're coming out of this one, you're going to go into this one and through everything like that. Just like that. Pick up a 15, go through your two 11-0s. Pick up a 15, go through the 15, the Swarovski, and the 15. That. Pick up two 15-0s. Coming out of here, you're going to go through this one here, like that. This one looks loose, eh? It'll tighten when we go through. So that's the other part of this, adding these two beads. It tightens everything. So if you were thinking, I wanted a little bit, firmer, more structure, you might want to go through them, but actually doing this goes through them. So I just added a 15 and I'm going through the two there. We're going to add another 15 and we're going to come up this way. Pull that on. And I'm just going to turn this over. There. Pick up two 15s. So you're coming out of this one. Whoa, that's really hard to see. There's your thread coming out of this one here. We're going to go across and we're going to put it into this one. This is the loose one. Like that. And that will tighten it. I'm going to pick up a 15. So we're coming out of this one here. We're going to go to these 2 beads here. Like that. And pull tight. Pick up a 15. You're coming out of this bead here. We're going to go up through this one. And this one's loose too. That's weird. Get that one in there. Just like that. Pick up 2 15s. Go through here. So you're going to the crystal that's in directly beside the one you're coming out of. Then, if you look at it this way, might help. So there's your crystal. We need to add a 15. Add a 15, and we're going to go through. So we're coming out of here. Coming out of here, we're going to go through this one here. Like that. We're going to add another 15. So we're coming out of here. We want to go through this crystal. So I picked up a 15, go through the 15-0, the crystal, and the other 15-0. That. And I'm going to pull it snug in the other direction here. Oh, I don't have the 15-0. Pick that up. There. There. Pick up 2 15-0s. Go through the 15-0, the crystal, and the 15-0 that's on the other side. I didn't get that last 15-0. I'll scoop that up here. Go through here. Like that. And I'm going to pick up a 15-0 just to finish this off. And I'm going to go through these 2 beads here. And we'll leave it at that. And this is what you have. So here's the thing with this that I really like too. If you look with regular netting, you're going to get this ugly space as far as I'm concerned. And I find that these 2 beads actually cover that space. So you can't see it. How lovely is that? So that is how to do it. Let me know if you need me to do this in a way that's with different color beads. So I'll use like opaque colors that you can really see, and we'll try it again. But this is like how amazing bracelets you can make. And like I said, you can use whatever you want. If you have like little flower beads, whatever, you can put that on there. I have tried a lot of different stuff. Of course, I'm kind of like, I need my Swarovskis. They are the ones I love to use. So there you go. There's how to do it. Let me know. Let me know if you do other types of netting. I definitely, I love netting because, of course, it's like adding bling onto bling. So there we go. Oh. Take care, everybody. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.